I'm here with Jim Croxton, the busiest man in the show, and we're just towards the end of the second day. And Jim, you must be delighted with how it's gone so far.
Yeah, 2 levels for us. So in terms of what we've delivered as a team and as an event, it's been really, really good. Really happy with how the whole thing has gone. But far more importantly, people have turned up in numbers. So our pre-registrations were at a record level. We were about 1,000 more than ever before, which was great. But you still don't know are they going to come. But I've been walking through the halls, I've been running through the halls the last few minutes to catch up with you, and the exhibitors are all smiling at me and they're all saying it's great, and it feels like old times, which is really good.
Well, that's what it was been, isn't it? I mean, the buzz that we're looking for. And I quite enjoyed March. It was al fresco dining, al fresco drinking, which is not we haven't seen that here, but it was the wrong time of the year, really.
Yeah, it was making the best of a bad situation. Hugely proud of, again, what we delivered, but also of all the exhibitors who stayed with us and helped us make an attempt to get people together at that time. It was challenging. People were still very nervous about COVID, etc. Then there are people still nervous now, but the numbers here and the vibe is so positive that this just feels great.
And how do you feel the new layouts worked? Given that you struggled to get from one end to the other.
Yeah, I just found myself at the wrong place at the wrong time just then when we were due to catch up. No, I'm really, really pleased with that. There's been a lot of people who have moved back into what we would call the old halls. And they're loving it because it's like putting on an old, dressing gown that's nice and comfy. But the 2 places we've tried to move into, and there was some nervousness because one of them was the slowest to fill, but we filled it quite nice in the end. And I've been up there 2 or 3 times today. Exhibitors are really happy. It's got a nice buzz, and it's a nice environment. So yeah, it's good, and I'm getting lots of steps in. So we're all good.
Well, I lost a few over the last couple of months because our dog got an operation.
Oh dear.
So I lost them, so I need to get back up to speed again.
I need to do some more, yeah, absolutely.
Now this morning we had a press conference with you guys and the GCSAA, and you had a big announcement to make at that. Can you just outline what that was?
Yeah, absolutely. So the big announcement is we've reached agreement with GCSAA to license their first green initiative and deliver that in the UK. That won't mean much to many of the viewers of this. So effectively, it's bringing school children into golf clubs and exposing those golf clubs as a place of work, but for those with a science, technology, engineering or maths bent. So STEM education, as it's now well known. The GCSA have walked this road already. They've been down the cul-de-sacs and come back, and they've got a tried and tested formula. We know we need to bring more young people into this industry. It's a fantastic career when it's done properly. So we're really excited to start delivering that. It'll literally be this year. We'll be putting that and seeing kids into schools in the near future, I hope. And we've got good support from the golf industry on this. It's also going to be a challenge. We're going to actually be challenging golf clubs to say, do you feel your environment is a fit one to bring school children into? Because not every place that we visit's got. You have to wipe your feet on the way out occasionally, this sort of stuff. We need to make these places attractive place of work. So this is a challenge to the industry as well.
I know I've been there more often in golf than in other sports.
Yeah.
But as I say, you got to think if the Environmental Health Department went into some of them and shut them down. And that's a sad thought, really.
I had a rueful smile recently. I went to collect my daughter, who she's got quite into hockey, and I went to this beautiful, brand new school near where I live. A big old independent school has moved location, and it's just incredible. The facilities are amazing, but as you drive in, you go past this rickety old building, and it's clearly they've converted some farm buildings. They may be lovely inside, but that's the grounds maintenance team. You think it's just what an opportunity to give you the state-of-the-art facility you could have had. Now that's part of it. We need to drive salaries, we need to drive management of people and recognition of the profession, but also you've got to feel that you're in a good place to work. We've got to provide decent environments for people, particularly young people, for whom work-life balance and for whom that initial impression is so important.
These guys can't work from home, can they?
No, although actually one little thing, I am talking to some people now in management roles, course managers, etc., who've got a really good team who will occasionally just go, do you know what, tomorrow afternoon I'm going to go home, I've got desk work to do, because when they're at the facility, they're always doing it. But no, I mean, it's a hands-on profession. And it's that bit of it that the guys love and the girls love. So, it's a big part of it.
And what else have BIGGA got in store for 2023? Have you anything else on the go? Any more plans, any challenges, any excitement ahead of you?
Yeah. So the second half of 22 really felt like we kick-started back into normality. We had all of our usual activity, open support team, national championship, Torres Student Drinking of the Year, FTMI, loads of conferences, and so that continues. We've got a new initiative starting next month. So our road shows, something like 25 events around the country where we're basically speed dating greenkeepers and the trade and educators. kind of sort of small groups, 30, 40 people all around the country. So that's a nice thing for us to get the season started. And then it all really kicks off again. You know, we're back doing sawgrass for the first time in a few years. So John Deere are taking the volunteers out there. The ones that should have been there in 2020 are going in 2023, which is lovely. The Open, it's on my home turf at Hoylake with a real keen BIGGA member in James Pledge, which will be great. But underneath all that, you know what BIGGA stands for. Literally what it stands for, what we're trying to do is we're trying to improve the industry for our members. And so we've got mental health initiatives, we're working really hard with the home unions, with the RNA, with the GCMA and those kind of people to really impress upon employers that if they don't value their staff, they won't have any staff. And we've got to make that big. So it's interesting, we've got a new survey next month coming out which will give us even more data on where we are, but we know there's more work to do.
Well, I'll let you get back to knocking out those steps again, but I hope the rest of the show goes well, and thank you very much for giving us a little bit of your time.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for all your support. You know, your coverage of the show in the magazine and on the videos is really, really valued, so thanks very much.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Cheers, Scott.